Unsyndicated presents Shep and Sean, featuring Matt Shepard and Sean Baligian.
Hey, what is up? He's Shep. I'm Sean. It's been a while, pal. How are you?
Good, man. How was Greece?
It was tremendous. I would recommend it to anybody. Like all jokes aside, I would recommend it to anybody. I will also tell you, if you go in the summertime, there's two things you need to be aware of. Number one, it's incredibly hot. Number two, the Greeks do not believe in shade. They do not believe in shade. So when you have pale white skin like me, you're going to pay, and you're going to pay dearly. They're just
and you're going to stick out. You're going to stick out, right?
Shep, honestly, the food, unbelievable. Incredible food. I don't know if you like that Mediterranean fare. I'll never eat Greek food around here, and it'll never be the same. Honestly, it was the fare was incredible. It really was. No joke.
I do have to tell everybody this. This is you want to talk. I've been around a lot of people who you'll text them and they never text back. Mm-hmm. You call them, they never call back. You email them, oh, it got lost somehow, some way. Right? I texted Sean last Monday and said, are we still on for tonight? Sean's in Greece, everybody. In Greece. I don't know the time difference. I don't know what he was doing. There's beaches. There's beautiful places to visit. Sean responds within 5 minutes. I'm in Greece, remember? Oh, shit. That's right. My bad. The dude is in Greece, and I use it as an example for everybody I communicate with moving forward. You have no excuse. Why? Sean was in Greece and responded within 5 minutes. I don't want to hear why you couldn't get back to me. Why? Sean was in Greece and he responded within 5 minutes.
Shep, honest to God, we've never had this conversation before. It is the rudest thing on earth. There is. I can't tell you how many of my friends will go, "Oh my gosh, sorry, I was so busy." And I said, "Stop it. It takes 3 seconds, 3 fucking seconds to go, hey man, a lot going on. I'll get back with you in a couple days." That's it. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for dropping the F-bomb. Like, that is really, you know me, I'm pretty easygoing for the most part.
Yeah.
That really bugs me. I
don't want you responding any more to that unless you say, I was in Greece. I responded within 5 minutes. You understand me? I want that to be your tagline. You can put it at the bottom of your emails. You can put it at the bottom right here instead of 19 days until week 0. I was in Greece. I responded within 5 minutes. That's what I want all the time from every person. It's not that hard. Now, is it the rudest thing ever? Leaving your weights on the bench when women are trying to use it after you. I think that's kind of rude. There's a lot of different things, but that's up there. I agree with you.
It annoys me. One friend, and if you're watching, gosh damn it, you know who I'm talking about, okay? I'm not going to say your name. You know exactly who you are. I can't tell you how many times I almost said his name. I'll use your name as an example. Shep, 3 seconds. Yeah. Like, I understand. Hey, man, I'm really busy right now. I'll get back with you. Cool. Yeah. No problem. Do you know what that does? That gives me a 72-hour window. Like, okay, if I don't hear from you in the next 72 hours, it's all good. It's fine. Whatever.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Let me say good evening from Tom. Good evening from Ted. Matt, congrats on being on Woodward. A great job so far.
So it's a little bit of a tag team, but in a different hour. You're in the morning, rocking it with Tom Mazaway. I'm on the Braylon Edwards show in the afternoon, and it's been fun so far. It's nice. I will say this. I'm not saying this because you're my friend and because we're doing this together, but it's nice to be part of a network where they've got some people who know what they're doing and care.
Thank you. I agree.
And I think that's really important. I would remind everybody this, and I got this, like, I think the second day I was there. this is what's happened. Wow, I can't believe you've fallen. You don't have to do this, and I don't have to do it. We do it, and I don't mean this. I mean the woodworking. We do it because we enjoy it, because we get to work with some people we enjoy working with, and we get to talk with, more importantly, the people we want to talk with in Detroit and throughout the state. So that's the most.
It is reinvigorated my enjoyment of this business, and if I sound cheesy, so be it. It has reinvigorated my enjoyment of this series because a few of the young people there that are so passionate and work their tail off. And I'm not going to mention any names. I think people know who I'm talking about. I don't want to disrespect anybody by not mentioning their name. But there are just a few really sharp young people there who enjoy what they're doing. And it reminds me of a time where Shep, 99.9% of the time, I enjoyed what I was doing. And I would be lying to you if I said that was the way this business turns out down the line.
Yeah.
There are too many dumb things and dumb people who make dumb decisions. And you and I were talking about something before the show started, as a matter of fact. And you literally bang your head against the wall and say to yourself, what am I doing? Like, legitimately, what am I doing? And a particular job I walked away from because I got so tired of it. I was just like, I can't do it. And of course, you know how it goes. Oh, you got fired. No, actually I walked away, but I mean, you know how that routine goes. But yeah, I enjoy it. And I'm with you. I echo your sentiments. I apologize for nothing. I enjoy it. It's fun. And that's the way it is.
Thanks for watching. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I told people, I work with Braylon Edwards is a leader, right? He was a leader in college. He was a leader at the professional level. So it kind of oozes out of them a little bit. So, but it's fun. I mean, you get some of the younger people together, say, listen, here's the objective, man. I mean, this is about one thing and one thing only, putting the best show on for 2 hours every single day.
Yep.
Everything else has got to put to the side and then move forward afterwards. And then let's convene and say, what'd you like? What didn't you like? And by the way, if you don't have thick enough skin to take it, get the hell out.
Yep. That's exactly it.
That's the bottom line. Yeah.
Good evening to my new show to participate in. Kev, thank you. My brother and Bear Dippin need to figure out how to download when I can't tune in. Tech illiterate for the most part here. You can find it on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I like that line to you, Shep. Sean, text them back, Larry Robinson. Yeah, that was my provincial when we played Dumb Pick 3. So
okay, that's a good one.
Tigers are winning 5-3 right now, which, is a miracle because, Shep, when you get a crafty, wily veteran like Travis Adams, and he of so many career starts, he's going to go out there and provide a spark for this young AA lineup. I think to call it a AAA lineup would be disrespectful to AAAs. This AA lineup, that was pretty frustrating, but the Tigers eventually got some runs.
Yeah, you could call it a 4A lineup. The thing, I was envisioning people just freaking out until the Wenzel Perez home run, and people freaking out and saying, oh my God, they can't beat Minnesota. I can only imagine what social media was like while that game was going on. This is a perfect time, Sean, because they've got 6 straight at home, right? Mm-hmm. So they've got 4, I believe, against Minnesota, maybe 7 straight at home, and then 3 against the Angels, I believe, come to town. That would be this is a really good time for them, not to extend the lead in the division. So what? I mean, I think the division is a foregone conclusion.
Agreed.
But the chance to maybe pull away from a Houston or a Seattle. I think Toronto's going to be there for the rest of the season. I'm not going to lie to you. I did like, you and I haven't talked since the trade deadline. So I did like the acquisition of Charlie Morton. Mm-hmm. And I did like the acquisition of, they needed bullpen help. I understand that. I was hoping I was very specific. I wanted back-end bullpen help. And I wanted frontline starters. And I think what they got was a back-end starter, which is fine. Charlie Morton's good. He's got 2 World Series rings. He knows what he's doing. And they got kind of not quite back-end bullpen help. I think other teams really improved themselves. I think Seattle's going to be a scary team in the playoffs.
Yep.
And especially because of their starting pitching. Their starting pitching is now healthy. They have the best starting pitching in the American League.
Shep, my take was pretty much I'm not disappointed. Okay. I'm not disappointed, but I'm disappointed. I wanted more. And I was one of those guys, a right-handed bat would have been nice. I know. And then we'll order this and then we'll order that. And then I get it. Okay.
Right. It's not a menu. It's not a menu.
Right,
You want, I want this. And look, again, I like Kyle Finnegan. That made me happy because he was one of those guys, but you didn't go out and get the guy.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
And you know what? I give Paddock credit. He came out, had a nice start. I get a chance to go see him tomorrow. I'm going down to the game tomorrow, and I get a chance. So it wasn't awful, but I look at in particular what the Mariners did, and the Jays, and the Yanks, and all of a sudden the Red Sox are doing gosh damn Red Sox things, and Texas has a championship pedigree, and they've kind of gone like this. And
well, the Merrill Kelly,
you and I have talked about Houston,
Texas. Yeah, that's big. Yeah, Texas. I didn't think the Jays did enough, but they're really good. Mm-hmm. And the Yankees have been squirting in their shorts. I mean, they're 5-17 in their last 23 road games. They just got swept by Miami, first time in history. They've been terrible since June 13th.
Yeah,
on the road and overall.
It's amazing. Let me take care about All About Catering. All About Catering LLC, full service caterer, graduations, weddings, bridal showers, corporate events, anything you need catering for, from 25 to 4,000 people. Rick and the staff at All About Catering can and will take care of you. They've done multiple events for my family. Customer service and satisfaction is their number one goal. Do not sweat your next big event. Go to allaboutcateringllc.com today to check out their menus, all the 5-star reviews, or give them a call, 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Shep, I think it's an imperative for this team to hang on to the 1 or 2 seed. I really, really, truly do. The idea of this team playing in a wild card against some of those teams you just mentioned is terrifying. I'm not going to lie. And part of it, Shep, is the secret sauce of last year was everything coming together, especially that bullpen. And you and I joked about Bo Brisky in particular. He fell down and woke up and thought he was prime Mariano Rivera or whatever. I don't have that confidence in the bullpen. And I think that's why so many people kind of acted the way they did when they blew that game against Philly on Friday. It was like, okay, this was a concern. Look what just happened against a good Philly team. And again, I'm not sitting here saying it's all over, we're out in the first round or anything. But for a team that's kind of, I guess, set the pace in the American League, yeah, it just seems like there are more questions about this team than I would like. Maybe it's the fan in me. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. I think their base running is really good. I think their power, I would have liked a little more power at the trade deadline for sure. I am concerned about their bullpen because I'm not sold on Rafael Montero by any stretch, but I do trust AJ Hinch. I guess I would ask you this. In the American League, definitively now, how many teams are better? Definitively.
Definitively, it's tough to say definitively, but I'll play along with it. Toronto, Seattle. I still have a healthy dose of fear for Houston and their 1-2 pitching staff. I just do. So I'll go those 3.
I'm with you. I'll say 2. I'll say Toronto and Seattle. In the National League, how many teams are better? From what you've been able to glean.
I mean, it's the Brewers are very similar.
Nobody talks about them.
Very similar. I find it hard to believe that they can go take care of a World Series because of the money issues. I really do. I just, they're way, we think the Tigers are bad. Go about 5 spots down, and that's where the Brewers are. Maybe Philly, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, maybe the Cubs. How's that?
You don't think the Mets?
No.
Okay.
Because at some point in time, the Mets are going to do Mets things. It's in their DNA. They're just going to Met, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe the Tigers will do Tigers things.
Yeah. What's legitimacy there?
I don't know. I think Detroit. Look, I think everybody's talked about how wide open it is, and it has been wide open. I think the Dodgers, because of their pedigree, they've had a slip up. I think the Padres are really good. I think they might have improved perhaps as much as anybody at the trade deadline.
I forgot them. Touche.
Yeah, the Phillies, look, god dang, man. I mean, sure, you blew a lead. All right, that sucks. You beat them rather handily the next night, and then a 2-0 game was a 1-0 game until the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if you can use a 3-game series, but I don't think they're that far off when it comes to that. I look at starting pitching and obviously bullpen when it comes to postseason play, and I worry a little bit about Detroit's starting pitching. I think you're going to need 3, sometimes maybe a 4th starter in the playoffs. Okay, if your 3 starters are, who would they be, Sean? It would be Tarek Skubal. It would be Jack Flaherty. Don't tell me it wouldn't be Charlie Morton with all his experience.
I think you almost have to include Casey Mize, who has not evoked any kind of optimism for a little while now. Maybe. I mean, maybe. No joke. I mean, maybe.
Okay. So let's say it is Mize. There's 4 guys. How do those 4 guys stand up against Toronto's starting staff, Seattle's starting staff? I don't think they stand up very well. The Padres have the best bullpen in all of baseball, and I think the Phillies starting staff is better. So I think Detroit, I would say probably somewhere 5 or 6 right now. Yeah. If I were a betting guy going into the postseason.
Let's see. Let me get some comments. Scott likes the kids more than the rentals. Could Melton be more of a coming out of the pen in postseason since he has already thrown close to 90 innings? Tigers were shopping at Kresge.
People had all kinds of problems with Jackson Joe. Of course, he made his debut in the playoffs, so maybe that was the problem. The kids more than the rentals. Cool, that's fine. At some point, those kids got to grow up, and I don't know what kids you're referring to right now. Riley Green's no longer a kid.
No.
Spencer Torkelson's no longer a kid.
No.
Zach McKinstry's not a kid. Who are the kids on this team? There's a misnomer about the Tigers right now. I think there are 2 kids in the quote-unquote everyday lineup. Dylan Dingler and Cole Keith.
Yep.
Everybody else, there's a ton of baseball experience under their belts.
Tigers were shopping at Kresge under the flashing blue light. Shout out to 7 in Farmington. In my opinion, it was time to make a big deal or 2. Very underwhelming. They will be fine against most teams. They don't stack up with the better teams. Mize always seems to give up at least a homer or 2 a night. 3 solo shots tonight. Let me say this, and it's funny, Shep. The one thing I adamantly disagreed with Scott Harris on, and let's face it, Scott Harris just yawned and probably exerted more baseball knowledge than I. But when he talked about there is no Tarek Skubal window, I cringed. Okay. So let's okay. McGonigal and Clark, right? Oh my gosh, they're the best ever. Daz Cameron, Christian Stewart. They're going to be the best ever.
Yeah, Rainer.
Right. Okay. So let's say they're September call-ups next year. Let's just that might be early, but let's just for the sake of an argument, let's say your September, their September call-ups.
Okay.
So they're going to get to play with Tarek Skubal for about a month. That'll be cool. That'd be a good time. Because, I mean, who on God's green earth at this point in time thinks that Tarek Skubal is going to re-sign with the Tigers? I don't know definitively, but I think it's safe to say I think we can all kind of read the tea leaves and realize that he's probably going to go someplace. So the good news is you got these can't-miss prospects that are coming up, right? Surely they're going to hit just like so many other. The bad news is at about the same time you're losing the best pitcher in baseball. I didn't agree with that logic at all. I really didn't.
I don't disagree with you either. You know me. I hate the word window. I think I don't believe in it. I just think they're more wide open. But for individuals with teams, I think you're right about that. Look, we all know who Tarek Skubal's agent is. And we know what his reputation is, Scott Boras. There's a reason you have a reputation, okay? It's because it's true, right? I mean, that's what you have done in the past. He has taken his guys to free agency. If you believe in that premise, and I think we both can agree on that, then he's going to take his guy to free agency, and that guy is going to command the largest paycheck, the largest contract in pitching in the history of the game. Do you think, and again, based on reputation, doesn't mean they can't change it, do you think a team like Detroit, who has not shown to do that, suddenly changes its stripes, no pun intended, and reverts to something different? Then you have to ask yourself this. If you firmly believe it, because you don't want to miss out on that, right? You don't want to let him go for nothing. Then this is a window. This year is a window. I mean, unless he does something that nobody expects, and that is, hi, I'm the second coming of Jose Ramirez, and I'm going to give you a hometown discount. I doubt that's going to happen, I wouldn't do that if I were him. I don't care if he wants to play here or not. Sean, it doesn't matter. That's emotion that you and I have to separate. There's all kinds of guys who say they want to play here. Matthew Stafford said he wanted to play here. Okay. At one point, and Ndamukong Suh, when you and I covered him, said he wanted to play here. They're going to go where the money is. And I can't blame them for that.
No, never.
But
never.
If you think that's going to happen, Sean, then you have to be ready to face a really hard decision next year.
Yeah. Let me take care of this. Did you know that thousands of Metro Detroiters have already called Legacy Partners to get help with their home and auto insurance? What are you guys waiting for? These guys take care of you. They took care of my family. They continue to take care of my family by letting you know some changes that are coming up. Legacy helps our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents make, asking the right question to get the right coverage put in place, and of course, saving you money. Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies, I mean, who does that? You're probably paying too much. Enter my friends at Legacy Partners. Give them a chance to help with your home, your cars, life insurance. Call them. Tell them we sent you 586-209-4106. That's 586-209-4106, or go to legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. Shep, I am mystified. In our lifetime, coaches used to lie to us. Steve Mariucci would look us in the face at down in Allen Park and tell us how important exhibition was, in particular the third game. It was the vaunted dress rehearsal. It was so important. This was going to be the opportunity to show everybody exactly what the Lions could do. And, you just sit there shaking your head. Yeah,
well, were, Sean, they were building something good here.
They were building something good. That's true. I bite my freaking tongue. Yeah, coaches are going to put stuff on tape in the exhibition games. Absolutely. Show trick plays, all that stuff, okay? It was the Hall of Fame game. I am mystified at people losing their mind over that, Shep. I'm not even being funny. I'm mystified at people losing their mind over that.
I agree. I am. It was a painful watch. There's no question. I don't think they game planned whatsoever for San Diego or for the Chargers. I think they went out there and they said, we're going to run certain plays. So I'm not going to read, neither you nor I are hyperbolic. That's the in word these days. Mm-hmm. We're not going to overreact to the problems that Hendon Hooker had or Kyle Allen or anybody else had, okay? We're not going to overreact to that. However, when they start playing, and they did play with, look, Isaac Tesla, I thought, 2 routes, but what he did after the catch, certain guys had some decent games. They're going to play. I mean, that guy's going to make the team. So it's not like they were playing with garbage the entire time. I do think if I'm not going to judge him based on one poor performance, it's going to take an awful lot for him to do really, really well for me to judge him in a performance this coming week against Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep an even keel about that. I don't want to go too overboard on the first, and I'm not going to go too overboard on the second. But if he doubles down with another poor performance, Sean, don't kid yourself. You, me, Brad Holmes, everybody knows. Those guys are talking and saying, who do we have to bring in to compete with these guys just in case? Because you don't want to go into the final preseason week with a guy who's just trying to learn your playbook. Because
hell no.
You got to start worrying about your first opponent, the Green Bay Packers.
A couple other comments. Will they trade Scooble or ride him as long as they can and let him become a free agent? I think you would be a moron to trade him a year from now. If you're in the same position that you're in, you ride the best pitcher in baseball until you can't ride him anymore and give yourself a chance to win. But that goes to what we were just talking about, Gordy's point, and he said 100% agree, Shep. The Scooble window, all the more reason to push the chips in at the trade deadline, and they called. And Gordy, that, like I said, that's the one thing I adamantly disagreed with Scott Harris on. Yeah. There is a Scooble window, not a Tiger window, a Scooble window. 100%. So if I follow your logic, McConaughey and Clark are ready next September. So they get a month to play with the best pitcher in the world.
Yeah.
I don't get that logic. I just don't get that logic.
And here's the other thing I was saying. It's not just the young guys. Trade some guys on your current roster. Is this roster so good and so deep that there are untouchables? I mean, how many times are you looking down that roster going, okay, I guess, I'd trade him. It doesn't have to be always the young guys. I know the other team's asking for the young guys. I agree with Scott Harris. I would not have traded any of my top 100 prospects, and that's the top 5 prospects. I don't think anyone's suggesting that. Based on the return, what we saw at the trade deadline, doesn't mean that's what they were asking for from Detroit, so I got to give him a little leeway here. But based on that return, you wouldn't have had to do that unless you were Philadelphia. Philadelphia gave up 2 top 100 picks for Durant. But remember, he's going to be with them for another 2 years. So that's a big deal. So I think my hope is, and I sure would expect Scott Harris to have done all this. You want my number 9, my number 16, my number 17 for a guy who's going to help me right now? Absolutely. You should be doing that. Yep. It might be a little different if it was a rental, Sean, and you're going to lose him in a few months. But you have to ask yourself, do you really believe you got a chance to win the World Series with X fill-in-the-blank player? And if you don't, and you miss this opportunity, just be ready for the pushback, because there's going to be plenty of it. You and I have seen Jacob Turner. You and I were doing shows together, okay?
People lost their shit. Brantley and Turner lost their shit.
And that was for Miguel Cabrera, for Christ's sakes, okay? I don't want to give up him and Cam Maben and Mike Rebello. I was like, were you kidding me? Seriously, are you serious about this? You got a Hall of Fame talent coming here? Give me a break.
Yep. Let me very quickly tell you about my buddies, Mike and Jeff Husak, the Wealth Advantage Group, located in historic downtown Northville. 2 brothers with well over 20 years of experience. Again, they take care of me and my family. They're friends of mine. They'll probably take you out to lunch if you go pay them a visit. Ooh. They understand that your own goals are as unique as you are. What works for me may not work for Shep, may not work for you. So whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, you're already in retirement, these guys will help guide you through every step of your financial journey. Seriously, they have clients throughout all stages of life and clients in over 20 different states. The investment world is a complex one. You need somebody to guide you. You need the Wealth Advantage Group. Give them a call, 248-773-8574, or check out their website at www.thewealthadv.com. Could they not bring in a Carson Wentz, or dare I say a Jameis Winston? You know I want America's quarterback. Jameis Winston is America. He is apple pie. He is Chevrolet. He is burnt hot dogs on a Labor Day picnic. I want Jameis Winston.
I would say this. I said this on Woodward Sports last week. I put the top 3 of who I would position for. Carson Wentz was number 1. Number 2 is Kenny Pickett, because I think he's going to get cut by Cleveland. Joe Flacco's their starter. Do you think they're going to cut one of their draft picks, 3rd or 5th, even though Dylan Gabriel looked terrible the other day?
I think Sanders is gone. I do. I think Sanders.
Okay, then they would keep Pickett, although he's hurt. If he gets injured, he was my 2. Tyler Huntley was my 3. Somebody suggested Ryan Tannehill, bring him out of retirement. Who says you couldn't make a trade for somebody's backup? Jameis Winston's going to stay in New York, right? I mean, they're going to have Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and then Dart.
Jackson Dart, yeah.
So they're not. I think just about everybody.
Don't piss on my dream.
What, you wanted Jameis?
I want Jameis Winston so badly. He's America's quarterback.
Dude, even the Jets have a better situation. Think about it. Tyrod Taylor, for crying out loud.
Shep, the writing was on the wall last year. I don't care what anybody says. When you go get a high school football coach, okay, and tell him late in the season you're our backup quarterback, that's the writing on the wall. And there's no reason to think otherwise right now. And he didn't do anything to help himself. Make no mistake about it. I have to tell you something. So I know we're going to be done in about a minute, but can you stay on? Because I have to tell you something. And I'm going to tease our entire listening audience and apologize before I do it. I have to tell you something off the record, okay? So stay on here when we're done. All right?
I'll get the recorder going.
All right. When it's time to get yourself a house, buying, selling, oftentimes both you need the right agent. Who do we recommend? Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the main streets of Northville. She has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. You need people that know what they're doing. You're a buyer, you're a seller, first-time buyer. Make sure you contact people that know what they're doing. Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She'll help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search day at broadwellhomes.com. Before we go, again, make sure you check out Shep every day, 2 to 4, with Braylon Edwards. I'm in the morning from 8 to 10. We're having a lot of fun on Woodward Sports. So by all means, we'd love to chat with you. Shep, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not at all important, 5 being uber important, how important is it for the Lions to win in Atlanta on Friday? I said 729 on a scale of 1 to 5. So where are you at right now?
To win?
To win. Gotta bounce back after that debacle.
I would say 1.5. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me. I'm still trying to figure out why Kevin put Bobby Beathard in the chat when Bobby Beathard was the GM of the Chargers.
I love Bobby Beathard, legend. Him and Will McDonough, I'll never forget. All right, listen, have yourselves a great night. We'll talk to you soon. God bless y'all. Let me press this button so we can go bye. No, really. Hold on. See, I have to press it.
Shep and Sean, featuring Matt Shepard and Sean Baligian. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Still Alive by Anti-Ghost. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated Podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.